Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Uncut with Atif, and today on the show we have a very special guest, Corbin X Cobra, who is one of the youngest DJs and a music producer. Hi Corbin, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. Corbin, let's have you introduce yourself to the audience so they can get to know about your background, what you do. The stage is yours.
Hi, my name is Corbin. I'm a 12-year-old DJ from Denver. I'm also a producer.
Wow, that is so cool. So Corbin, what got you into DJing? So how did you start DJing?
So I actually started taking. So I'm gonna start back from the way beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was 6 years old,
Mm-hmm.
I was into breakdancing. I just love like how people can do like back flips, do awesome moves and stuff, and we actually do like performances and stuff on like stages in front of parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was coming up, and we were practicing breakdancing to music. And so the music that we were performing to was Skrillex, and when we were practicing one day, I just loved the music a lot. And I got into it a lot. I'm like, I really enjoy this music. So I went and asked my teacher, breakdancing teacher, who is this? And he said, this is Recess by Skrillex. And then I just started researching and stuff about him, and I started listening to more of his music, and I just digged into it.
Okay, and when did you think that, I want to become a DJ?
So that was later on. I kept listening to him a lot, and then I actually started discovering other artists, like Avicii
Mm-hmm.
and Marshmello. And those three artists started getting me more of the feeling and the loving of EDM.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So, so did you, go to a DJ school, or how did that start?
So one day, me and my dad, I really wanted two pictures of Marshmello and Skrillex,
Mm-hmm.
and so we can frame it up and hang it up on our wall at my house. Yeah.
As an inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I loved their music so much, because I was listening to it almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we go to this arts and crafts store, and we meet up with this girl named Amanda,
Mm-hmm.
and happen to know she's also a DJ. And when we were getting it framed, she's like, you know Marshmello and Skrillex? And I'm like, yeah, I love their music. And she said that she was a DJ, and she's like still learning. And then my dad and her started talking, and I started, and then she started, my dad's asked if she
she can train you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, started doing lessons because I was really into the music, and then she did. So she would come over to my house like every week,
Mm-hmm.
like 2 times a week or so. Yeah. And she would start teaching me, and the first time she came over, she had this controller. She had a DJ controller, and back then I had no clue what even DJing was. All I knew is that
It's just music, basically.
Yeah.
But how you make it, how you mix it, you had no idea about that.
Yeah.
What was your first controller?
So she started teaching me on the Newmark Mix Shark Pro 3.
Oh, do you still have that controller with you?
Yes, I have it today.
So do you ever?
So she actually started teaching me, and then at one point she actually gave it. We bought it off her because she was gonna upgrade to a new controller, and I started teaching. So she taught me the basics, and then I started mixing and like starting my own recordings and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then when I kept getting better, I started learning from this DJ named Rex. Rex is a DJ teacher and producer teacher, And he started teaching me about producing, and he also taught me more things about DJing I didn't know.
Oh wow, that is so cool. So did you actually go to a school? When you talked about Rex, is that a school or did he come to your house to teach
So
you?
Rex, he has his own company called Disco Sapien.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so when so you said you've learned DJing. By this point, you know DJing and you know production,
Yeah.
right? So when you talk about production, do you have any songs out there?
Yes, I do make songs.
Okay, so is it on SoundCloud? Oh wow,
Yeah.
that is so cool. So what genre do you make music in and you like to perform basically?
So if we go back, when Amanda was teaching me, she taught me the first genre of dubstep, and that's when I started listening to more dubstep, and then I started finding out other genres, and then I found EDM, which was like Marshmallow and Avicii, and then I started going back. I started loving Marshmallow so much that I asked my parents one day if I could go see him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because he was performing here in Colorado. Denver.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, at Red Rocks. And so when we went, my parents bought the meet and greet passes.
Mm-hmm.
So because there was a whole group of people, and when we met him, we got to take pictures, and it was really awesome. And then when he actually got up on stage, so you got headliners, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the headliners were Yultron, Loud Luxury, and
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I think I've heard about that show.
Yeah, and I actually loved Okay. I started digging into Okay, Loud Luxury, and
Yultron?
yeah, Yultron. And so when I found out about Okay, I started listening to him like I did with the other artists. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome music. And then what we did was, one day my parents picked me up from school early,
Mm-hmm.
and they surprised me with tickets to OK in LA, and they brought me straight to the airport that day
Oh
to
wow.
fly out to LA to see a show.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah, and my dad was actually, I actually reached out to him on Twitter, seeing if we could meet him, and my dad helped me out with that too, and we actually got to meet him at the venue.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then we started then I started listening to Yultron's music and the Luxury's music after that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I flew back to Colorado, I'm like, I wonder what these other artists sound like from the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started hearing about Loud Luxury, and all these artists had really awesome music that I really enjoyed and loved. And then we went to go see Loud Luxury. We got to meet them. Same thing, like messaging them, reaching out to them on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we went to see Yultron, we got to meet him too.
Wow, that is so cool. So, just take us through your timeline. Who did you meet first, and have you met any big DJs yet?
So, it started out meeting with Marshmallow, and then I got to also meet. Then I got to meet OK. Then it was Loud Luxury, and then Yultron, and I also just recently I got to fly out to Veld Music Festival to meet Skrillex, and also to see him perform because it was actually the first show with all ages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you met Skrillex, you met Marshmello. So basically you've met some of the biggest DJs in the
And
industry.
Skrillex was one of the best moments for like all my life, because he's actually the one that inspired me and planted that seed to get me to where I am today.
So did you get shout outs from any DJs?
OK shouted me out on Twitter. He reposted some of my tweets, which blew up, which went crazy. At the show of OK, a lot of people recognized me, and it was a really awesome experience because
so nice.
A lot of people recognized me from Twitter. It was pretty cool, not gonna lie.
That is so cool. I've also heard that you got a shout out from Diplo.
Oh yeah, so we actually, here in Colorado, we got to go to Denver to Global Dance to see some of my other favorite artists like Joyride, Diplo, BTSM, just other artists like that were really nice and cool. Got to meet a couple of them.
That is nice. So how did the Diplo shout out go?
It was really awesome. He was like talking about that I was like the youngest DJ and producer in Colorado and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then going back, when I was learning by Rex, he started teaching me about DJing. He got me more of the DJing. And then I started actually learning on the X DJs, which was awesome. And then a couple months later, well, I keep going back and forth. So we actually got to see Yultron and meet him. And when we met him, he actually, when we actually got to meet him, he was really nice, and he was like, "You want to go up on stage?"
Wow.
Yeah.
So he actually made you perform.
He's like, "You want to come up on stage?" And when so at the venue, they actually had CDJs, and I've never ever had any hours of practice with CDJs. I've had practice with X DJs, never even touched CDJs before.
Wow. So was that your first ever performance?
Yes.
It was. And you were not prepared for it.
Yeah, because I'm like, when he said that, I didn't have a thumb drive, and what you need a thumb drive for is you need to put music on that so you can DJ with that music, because CDJs and XDJs have like their own computer inside them, and you need to plug it in to have that music to play with.
Oh wow! So where have you performed? And where was this at?
This was at the Church nightclub here in Denver.
So basically, you have performed at the nightclubs.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool.
I performed at a lot of other places. I actually got to perform. That was my very first show. And then I had like actual real show. I performed at my school sometimes, but that was like the best, coolest experience ever. I also have got to perform at your mom's house. Not like that, but
not at my mom's house.
It's actually a venue here in Colorado.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
So church, your mom's house, and where else?
I also got to go perform at Global Dance, the Westward Silent Disco.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who did you perform with?
It was just me. I was actually invited to perform at Silent Disco, which was awesome. And then same day, I got to meet Jaws, which is another big artist. I've also performed at Vel Music Festival. So when we were up in Canada, before there was a small stage, not the main stage. That would have been hard to get onto. So there's I got to perform there because like they needed like sound check and stuff. I asked them if they needed help, and so I just plugged in, and I had a big crowd going.
Oh wow! So what's the biggest crowd that you've performed for?
Probably. I would probably want to say church. The day of
like 1,000 people.
The day of Yultron.
So like 1,000 people?
Yeah. Yultron, before I opened up with them, you like, the crowd comes in because that's who they want to see, Yultron.
Right.
Yeah, and then I got that big crowd of like 1,000 people, packed, probably like, I don't know, I think it was like sold out or something. And when I went up, it was like, I kept thinking about how big the crowd was. It was awesome.
So that was like one of the best experiences you've ever had.
Yeah.
So Corbin, you've talked about, your performances, and so what is next for you?
So what I'm imagining in the future is me being as big as Marshmallow.
So performing at Tomorrowland, EDC.
Yeah. My main goal is EDC.
EDC?
Yeah.
So do you want to go to Tomorrowland though?
Yeah.
Definitely. And what about production? So how is production coming along?
Good. I'm still working on some new music. Still trying to get the name. Still trying to think of names. It will be released soon. I'm still getting an album.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
And so when you become a big deal, like a big artist, will I have access to your backstage show? I mean, your shows, like a special guest, or maybe, just the backstage access. Will I have that?
Of course, yeah.
And you'll still remember that, I'm your friend out there, right?
Yeah.
You'll not forget me, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm having this on record, so everybody can see it. And tomorrow, if you don't let me in your shows, then I can, release this clip, and then I can tell people that, Corbin lied to me. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And Corbin, by the way, I have a special gift for you.
Oh, really?
This is, so I am going to launch a clothing line soon, and this is a gift, an early access for you. It's a t-shirt. My brand is called Debonair Vogue, so I hope you like it.
Let's see it. Oh, that's awesome.
You like it?
Yeah, show the people.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Corbin, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I really enjoyed talking to you, and I wish you all the best for your future, and I really hope you excel through. Thank you.
Thank you.